64 years after independence, Nigeria continues to search for the ideal governing structure that fosters unity, drives economic growth, and ensures prosperity. Despite 25 years of uninterrupted presidential rule, calls for reform are growing due to the heavy concentration of power at the center. In this report, Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail delves into Nigeria's evolving systems of government from 1960 to today.
From this historic place, centre of the British Commonwealth of Free Peoples, has gone forth the pattern of parliaments, the Westminster model.
The parliamentary system of government, also known as the Westminster system, is a type of government that incorporates a series of procedures for operating a legislature, first developed in England. The parliamentary system of government was practiced in Nigeria from 1957 to 1966. Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was the first and the only Prime Minister of Nigeria. Under the parliamentary rule, the country had three regional governments, the Western, Eastern, and Northern regions, and had premiers as leaders.
We started with a regional system and using a parliamentary system of government, which means we have regions that were competing with each other, each one trying to develop, each one trying to fashion its own way to the best of its ability. It started working well to some extent because even after the regions were no longer there, we saw a lot of developments that have been initiated by the founding fathers of those regions and founding fathers of this country. But the parliamentary regional system of government ended in 1966 as a result of the first coup, and we had the military.
Unitary system of government is known as the central government. It controls the whole government. All powers and administrative divisions and authorities lie at the central place. In May 1966, Nigeria's first military head of state, General Agui Ironsi, promulgated the Unification Decree 34, following the killing of national political figures by rebellious soldiers. The Unification Decree 34 abolished regional institutions and the parliamentary system of government. National federalism is a territorial pattern of government, one that combines the centralization of some political powers and the decentralization of others. Nigeria practiced national federalism under military rules. The military heads of state control the power at the center, while military governors or administrators control the state. This system was adopted during the reigns of General Yakubu Gowon, General Murtala Mohammed, General Olusegun Obasanjo, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, General Ibrahim Babangida, General Sani Abacha, and General Abdulsalami Abubakar.
And the military, by tradition, they are centralized and hierarchical in nature, and they turn the country into that. Virtually, they abolish the regions and establish states, and the states are under strict control of those at the center. And that is how our journey began to federal system, virtually as a result of the military. The federal system means each state also has some latitude or powers to act, while the federal also has its own powers. We have the concurrent powers, exclusive and concurrent. Then the problem with that was that at all the time that the military left, the imprint of the military reflected on those federal system which we now turn to. We left the parliamentary system, the regional system. We started using the federal system and presidential system.
The presidential system of government was introduced in 1979 and later practiced from 1999 to date. A presidential system or single executive system is a form of government in which a head of government, typically with the title of president, leads an executive branch that is separate from the legislative branch in systems that use separation of powers. It was introduced during the tenure of Nigeria's first president, Shehu Shagari, in 1979. In recent years, there have been a lot of agitations for restructuring of the country, and the matter has recently resurfaced with rumors that President Bola Tinubu has a plan to turn the country into a regional government structure.
Will it solve the problem totally? I don't think it is going to do that. Simply because we have seen you can go on changing endlessly. If instead of that, we should, examine ourselves thoroughly. We should examine the system thoroughly, try to find a solution.
But to me, it will even create more crisis than it will solve. Because by the time you are bringing regionalism, it means even some powers that state government have will be taken to the region. Secondly, you are bringing a dimension that will further compound the development challenge of Nigeria. Okay, you are bringing the regions, some minority tribes will be under a particular region, they will feel they are dominated.
As it stands, the presidential system is the longest practiced structure of government in Nigerian democracy. It has been in effect uninterrupted for 25 years, from 1999. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.